Well, that tells you all you need to know about me in one song. um, there were years and years and years where where I would travel and tour around the United States, and of course we can't do that now because of COVID. But I would go play busk on street corners. I'd play music on street corners, and then I would also travel as um, I think someone mentioned and sing and try to develop and cultivate like a culture of singing among the youth populations in the United States, and kind of carry on the tradition that folks like Red and Van, people on this call, were a part of in their youth and continue to this day. And I remember, there being this hyperfixation on what the writings talk about as music as a ladder to the soul, and also in tandem with the quotation that joy gives us wings. And in times of joy, our strength is more vital, our intellect keener, and our understanding less clouded. And then I was thinking about the music that I was writing, and how it came from a deep well of, the other parts of our existence, the sadness, the second part of that quote, when sadness visits us. And I tended to dwell in that arena of what happens when sadness visits Yasi, or any of us. And I came to realize, and where I am right now, I'm only 27 years old, is that we need both. And I'm grateful that I've been able to travel and share that message with other youth, so that they don't feel like some half of themselves is wrong, because we've got a dual nature. So I'm going to share with you one more song, and then I think I'm going to pass it off to someone else, Van, maybe, I think. So get ready for that. This is a song by a wonderful folk musician named Anais Mitchell. And I'm going to leave you with this for now, and you'll see me back a little bit later. That's what I wanted to say. One thing that in the folk tradition in the United States, we borrow and steal and share each other's songs and find salvation and connection in the writings and expressions of other souls. So when I share this with you, I'm still sharing myself, and I hope it has value to you as well, even though I didn't write it. When I think about dying, I think about children. And when I think about children, I think about you. And when I think about you, I feel like crying for my youth. And when I think of my youth, I think about my freedom. And when I think of my freedom, I feel so alone. And when I feel lonely, I want you to hold me in your arms. Ooh, and when I think of your arms, I think about sleeping like a baby all through the night. And when I think of the night, I feel like weeping for my life. Ooh. And when I think of my life, I want to be with you, shoulder to shoulder, when we're waking up, and we're waking up, and we're one day older, and we're making love. Ooh. And when we make love, I think about children, and then I think about dying, lying in your arms. You wanna know why I'm crying? Now you know. Ooh. think about dying, I think about children. And when I think about children, I think about you. And when I think about you, I feel like crying, crying for my youth. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I think it's on to the next one. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We will see. Yeah, see you later in the program. What a wonderful sound and heartfelt words. Next, we're going to interview one of our artists right now, and that would be Jack Lenz. Let me just give a few words of introduction. For those who don't know who Jack Lenz is, he is a composer, producer, and pianist from Toronto, Canada. And he's had a long career stretching over many decades, composing music for films and TV series, such as the film Passion of the Christ, and working with major artists like Andrea Bocelli and Celine Dion. He even wrote a theme song for the Toronto Blue Jays, an important baseball team. And then when we start to list his work in the Baha'i community, he was the musical director for the Second World Congress, and he was one of the directors for the official opening of the terraces in Haifa in 2001. He's written songs for children like the album We Are Baha'is, and he produced Mona and the Children. Now he has a few new projects because this is what this guy does. A collection of songs that will be released later this fall. That's enough talking about him. Let's speak with him. Jack, how did you first know you were going to be you wanted to pursue life as a composer?
Oh, I think I was about maybe 19.
Oh,
Yes. I played piano all through my childhood, but really, it's like Red said, you don't really know. You sort of think, oh, perhaps I could do that, but I grew up on a farm in Saskatchewan, and nobody knew anybody that had ever made a living at music. So that was a big, a big question for my parents. They just weren't that interested in me starving to death. So basically, I sort of got a start. I went to and studied music at the University of Saskatchewan. I started playing in bands, and that's really how I got started. Was because I had great piano teachers. I always talk about Garth Beckett, who was one of my teachers, who was a concert pianist, and he always said, you don't know where your path will lead you, but if you practice and you try hard and you try to figure out, as Red was talking about, try to find your voice, find the thing that you want to say. And of course, that was, I started thinking about composition at university, but it was also the year that I met the Baha'i Faith. And so, as you said, it's been more than 5 decades now of being a Baha'i, and really wanting to try to continue to find a way to express what this faith is, and its core ideals and its core feelings that have really been my search in a sense.
wonderful. We're going to you'll be sharing a video that you've recently released, and it made me wonder about how you approach. What can you tell us about when you're asked to do something in particular, a commission? Do you have any process you can put into words?
Well, the songwriter Sammy Kahn had a great line. He said, people would say, what comes first, the lyrics or the music? And he'd say, usually the phone call, right? And
Yeah.
so most of us respond, I think singer-songwriters are a different breed, because they're just compelled to write music, but some of us wait to be asked.
But professionally, your professional side, please.
Yeah, in professional life, really, I started writing music for. Well, actually, I got a job with Seals and Crofts as their pianist and musical director when I was in my early 20s. And that really changed my life because it opened up so many doors, and it gave me an opportunity to understand really what the business was about. Because even as an artist, trying to figure out art is one thing, trying to figure out art and business is a whole other thing, right? And so that's when I really started writing, was because I was surrounded by the most amazing songwriters, and I had to try to pull up my socks and try to figure out how I was going to make a living past 25. So that's kind of when I started writing music for other people, for television. I came back to Canada and worked on a late night talk show where I was the musical director. I then started working with other artists and writing for other artists, and so it's a long journey, and part of that journey is trying to figure out. Again, I was so taken by what both Red and Yossi said, that you sort of have to follow an impulse. And my Baha'i teacher, Don Rogers, who was a wonderful visual artist, used to say, what you have to decide is that how you will try to serve the cause and hopefully be effective and try to do great things. And he was so encouraging about that. And then the first Baha'i book I read was Portals to Freedom by Howard Colby Ives. And that's such an extraordinary book because it really encourages this idea of Abdu'l-Baha setting this person on a mission to try to accomplish things for the cause. So I think if the heart's there and the capacity's there, there's a great expression where Abdu'l-Baha says, "No capacity is limited when led by the Spirit of God." And so for young people starting out, I always say it's a wonderful profession, but it's tough, and you have to kind of have a lot of perseverance. You have to you
have to believe in yourself to make the next step, and I can't imagine having that kind of confidence.
Yeah, you have to certainly have a sense of mission, and yet at the same time, some of the great songwriters in the world, Paul McCartney, for example, has a great line. He says a songwriter has to kind of understand, and he says, and please don't tell anybody that you have to have nothing else to do, right? You just have to be on your journey to try to do that thing, right? And it's a challenging life, and I really appreciate also what Red said about having a community of support, because this is a difficult, not that any profession is easy, not saying that, but trying to find your way through music and through poetry and through art, and serve the community and have the community respect that process is really important. I don't want to say too much about that because I don't think that we've figured it out yet, right? I don't think we've figured out that artists are perhaps creatively maladjusted.
Well, okay, Blue Jay, let's play ball. Would you like to do a song or share your video first?
No, I'd like to share the video because I'm really excited about this. This was a song I wrote for a civil rights film by Morgan Freeman called Prom Night in Mississippi, and I did a lot of the score and songs, but the song I was really excited about, nobody else liked. so I thought, well, there's got to be a use for that somehow. And then when I saw all these people in the streets, millions of people all over the world marching on behalf of racial justice and equality, and struggling against the brutality that they've faced for centuries, I really wanted to write a song about the civil rights heroes, and have them in a video and a song where people could celebrate the great spirits of these martyrs and heroes.
Well, thank you. As I said before, because I was being cute for those watching, okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball. So, okay, Blue Jay, let's play ball.
That's quite a contrast.
Yes. So here is Here Comes Love.
Sorry, Gene, but I'm not hearing any music.
Yeah, muted.
My apologies. Let me restart that.
No worries.
One moment. My apologies. I got to stop it and restart it.
I have it ready if you want.
Please. I've already screwed it up twice. So please.
Okay. All right, I'll do it.
You're doing fine.
I always forget that little box you have to tick.
I tell you this, my friend, these days bitter as venom shall pass away, my friend. Days bitter as venom, and once again, my friend, days sweeter than sugar shall come away, my friend. Days sweeter than sugar. Oh, days sweeter than sugar. Oh, days sweeter than sugar. Here comes love. Here comes love. Oh, yeah. From the world. Miss Rosa Parks, Jimmy Lee Jackson, James James, from the world above.
And to believe again, dreams have a meaning. Let freedom ring, my friend. Dreams have a meaning. To free a captive soul, this more precious than silver shall come to pass. I know this more precious than silver. Oh, this more precious than silver. Oh, this more precious than silver. Oh, here comes love from the world above. Oh, here comes Andrew Gardner from the world above.
Michael Schweizer, Jimmy Travis, yeah. Here comes love.
Here comes Matt Gallagher. Oh, here comes love. Yeah. From the world.
Oh, Rosa.
All the leaves are
Remember
Thank you. Jack, please, what else would you like to share with us today?
Well, I'd like to share that the actual video is better than that. I think what happens when you play Vimeo back on Zoom calls, it skips. And so if you go to YouTube, just to Here Comes Love on YouTube, the picture quality is very good. There's no skipping, and the sound quality is much better than that.
And that's what I had. I just didn't click the little toggle. My apologies.
Okay. No worries. You know, I think the thing that artists the thing that artists try to figure out, because there's this great quote, and I think it's an Arabic tradition that says that God has placed the mysteries of God on the tongues of the poets. And whenever someone endeavors to try to say something in a way that not is just powerful, but also has an impact on the heart and moves the emotions. Abdu'l-Baha said a very interesting thing. He said, music is just like a vibration on the tympanum of the ear. And yet he says these wonderful emotions come from it. And so I think that that we need to encourage the artists in our communities. We need to find a way that we can say to them, it's good to do this. We need more of you. I think we've been lucky in the Baha'i community because we have, when I first became a Baha'i when I was 19, I thought it was an arts community because everybody sang, and in Saskatoon, everybody sang, everybody was played an instrument, and it was only when I moved to Toronto that I found out that wasn't true. But I think we need to really encourage these qualities. I'm just going to do one song because I really want to make sure there's room for Yossi and Red and Van. But I wanted to do a song. I think often artists are motivated to write songs about love, because love is this mysterious power, what Abdu'l-Baha calls this magnetic power. And so I wrote this song called Love is Coming to the Beautiful World. That's the idea. And hopefully this will sound okay over Zoom. Love is coming to the world. Love is coming to the world. Yes. Love is coming to the world. Love is coming to the world. Want to tell you about a story from long ago. About a father who sent his children out to sow the seeds of love and justice, plant them row by row, and trust us to be the gardeners of this beautiful world. The soil was hard, the children worked it night and day. Some lost hope and some they went their separate ways. So I'm asking Father to help us bring a love, joy amongst us, to be the gardeners of this beautiful world. And I can see the love's coming. I can see the love is coming, yes. And I can see that love's coming to the beautiful world. Now the children must find their way. Find a kindness, find a vision of a brighter day. So I'm asking Father to help us bring a love and world of justice, and be the gardeners of this beautiful world. And I can see that love is coming. And I can see that love is coming, yes. And I can see that love is coming to the beautiful world, the beautiful world. And oh, how he loves to see the world come shining, yes. And oh, how he loves the good in every soul, yes. And oh, how he loves to see the world come shining with love, love, love. Love is coming to the world, yes. Love is coming to the world, yes. Love is coming to the world. Love is coming to the world. Want to tell you about a story from long ago, about a mother who sent her children out to sow. So testimony, sorry. So plant them row by row and trust us to be the gardeners of this beautiful world. And I can see the love is coming. And I can see that love is coming, yes. And I can see that love is coming to the beautiful world, the beautiful world, to the beautiful world.
So let's hear again from Red Grammar.
Hi. I found the quote I was looking for before. When I talked about the fashioner and the creator. This is from Gleanings. This really blows me away. Every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God is endowed with such potency as can instill new life into every human frame, if ye be of them that comprehend this truth. All the wondrous works ye behold in this world have been manifested through the operation of his supreme and most exalted will, his wondrous and inflexible purpose. Through the mere revelation of the word fashioner, issuing forth from his lips and proclaiming his attribute to mankind, such power is released as can generate through successive ages all the manifold arts which the hands of man can produce. This verily is a certain truth. No sooner is this resplendent word uttered than its animating energies, stirring within all created things, give birth to the means and instruments whereby such arts can be produced and perfected. All the wondrous achievements ye now witness are the direct consequences of the revelation of this name. And then he goes on to talk about other words. As an artist, well, let's think about it. So that word has been uttered by Baha'u'llah, and in all of our communities, there are instruments being created for an expression of what Baha'u'llah wants to be expressed in this time. And I was just part of a call with the Recording Academy for the children's artists in the Recording Academy. And it was about increasing the look of what children's music is and family music is. It was really about what they were calling developing cultural competency. And the reason I bring it up is because the family music community is a wonderful community of souls, really sweet people. But the nominees for Best Children's Artist this year, it came out all white. And it was a subject for consultation, and it isn't because there wasn't any worthy music by people of color, and it wasn't because the people who made the decision of what those 5 nominees would be are terrible people. It's because they likely weren't hearing with cultural competency what the contributions were of people of color, because the people serving on the committee are all sweet souls. So in like manner, as we think about encouraging the artists in our community, we have to remember that it might not look like what we're expecting. I know Van could tell stories about the gospel choir at the, gaining acceptance for what is one of the most beloved forms of Baha'i music at this time. And it's because there wasn't cultural competency to hear it, to listen. So when it shows up in our communities, I remember I was at the Cabin in New Jersey, probably 20 years ago now, and it was the end of the event, and I was loading the van, and this group of young musicians came up to me and they said, "We do Baha'i punk music." And I said, "Awesome." I wonder what does that sound like, right? And they said a lot of people in the community don't like it, and that, I don't know. I never they didn't send me any to hear or whatever. It can take many forms. And what we have to understand is everybody's doing their best as an artist to be a channel. And it comes in many voices and many shapes and sizes. And to just try and stay open and encourage, because it's all a maturation process too, for all of us. Anyway, so I set...
Sing, Red.
Sorry?
Sing, Red.
Yeah, sing. That's shut up and sing, right? So in light of that quote, I took a little part of a prayer and set it to music. Say, God is indeed the maker of all things. Say, God is indeed the maker of all things. He giveth sustenance in plenty to whomsoever he willeth. Say, God is indeed the maker of all things. He is the creator, the source of all beings. He is the creator, the source of all beings. The fashioner, the almighty, the maker, the all-wise. He is the creator, the source of all beings. He giveth sustenance in plenty to whomsoever. Sorry. And all that lieth between them. All do his bidding, and all the dwellers of earth and heaven celebrate his praise. And unto him shall all return. Say, God is indeed the maker of all things. God is indeed the maker of all things. He giveth sustenance in plenty to whomsoever he willeth. Say, God is indeed the maker of all things. Say, God is indeed the maker of all things.
Yossi, we'd love to hear something from you.
Oh, I wish we were in person because I just that the harmonizing with Red just gave me life. So this is a song that I wrote called Thoughts of You. I think Jack said he liked it, so I'm gonna play it for him. So thoughts of you keep me up dusk to dawn. Winters grow colder the longer you're gone. It gets cold in this house if I choose to linger. It gets cold in my bed without you around. Quaffed in ice my broken heart. Snow, it comes down in fits and starts. When I try to let you go, my thawing heart's covered in snow. It'd be fine if there was a sign that spring were close. I've been thinking about the way things change. I've been thinking it's time to act my age. Not put on a show for the intellectual. Not reach for your picture and find it hollow. Not put on a show for the intellectual. Not reach for your picture and find it hollow. Oh, quaffed in ice my broken heart. Snow, it comes down in fits and starts. When I try to let you go, my thawing heart's covered in the snow. It'd be fine if there was a sign that spring were close. I've lost what sense I had, running round in spaces I can't recall. Turn back to fall. Let me make this right. Give me some more time to tell them that nothing's too small. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. And let's hear from Van again. Van, would you like me to start the video? And I promise I'll start it correctly.
Okay, let me say a few words before you do it.
Absolutely.
You know, we're using these words, the power of the arts. And one thing is for sure, we can tell our message with the arts so much better than we can talk about. So I say yay to everybody, and I particularly say to Jack, that video. Look how much story was told while you just heard about love, you know. And so these days it's hard to think about how to make us think about, those of us who are Baha'is, think a whole lot about our belief that we're one humankind, that we have no prejudice, that we accept everybody. I came across words of Abdul Baha a long while ago, maybe 20 years ago. And the words are, if you desire with all your heart friendship with every race on earth, your thought, spiritual and positive, will spread. It will become the desire of others, growing stronger and stronger until it reaches the minds of all men. And that was just, that part was the song. And I used to sing it with my guitar. And then my family joined me. And at that time, it was my wife, who's deceased, Cookie, Sean, and Kim. And Sean and Kim are here somewhere. Maybe they'll raise their hands or say something. We decided recently we would sing the song together, and we had not done it for many years. And we added a third generation of Gilmers, Sean's daughters. So we sang the song recently and made a virtual recording of it. And we did it for the Day of the Covenant as it aired out of Wilmette. It was the end of the program. And we were able to do something else that wasn't even a part of that quotation. You know, Abdul Baha and Shoghi Effendi said that Black people are like the pupil of the eye. And so we knew that with the visuals, we could tell a whole lot of stories. And so I want to show you that to you. I want to see if maybe Sean and Kim might have something they might say before we do this. The music was played by Sean on his keyboards, as you see there. And then you know, these days, as we're trying our best to do virtual music, each of us had to record where we are and then send them to one place and put them together. And so that's Kim.
Yeah.
So you'll see the three of us in there.
Hello.
Hello.
And then missing are Sean's daughters.
Yes.
But before you play it, do you guys want to say anything at all about the song?
I was just gonna say that it was really exciting to be able to do the Zoom thing, and you know, my dad sent me his video. Kim sent the video to me, and then I tried to edit and line up the audios and try to get get it together and then literally play parts that I remembered my dad playing on the guitar, and tried to piece it together and kind of jazz it up a bit and add percussion and played some congos and, you know, just different things to try to make a full song with it. And it was I thought it was going to be over the top at first, but it turned out to work out really well.
So real briefly, I just want to say it's probably longer than 20 years ago, because the last time we sang it as the four of us with Mom, it was at a NEBI conference when I think I was 16 or 17. I'm 49.
Yeah.
So, so just putting it out there, it's been over 30 some years since we have all sung it together. So it was it was very emotional for me to see Sean's, my nieces, singing with us and having us sing that song again. So
I just ask you to think about the words, and let's hear the song. If you desire with all your heart, friendship with every race on earth.
With all your heart, friendship with every race on earth.
Your thoughts, spiritual and positive, will spread.
It will become the desire of others, growing stronger and stronger until it reaches your heart, friendship with every race on earth.
Your thoughts, spiritual and positive, will spread.
It will become the desire of others, growing stronger and stronger until it reaches
my friend. It's not so hard to do. You've got to find the source, my friend. It's all left up to you. There is an answer. A new day's coming soon. You've got to find the source, my friend. Get your hearts and minds in tune.
We have come this far. We have come this far.
We have come this far.
We've come this far.
We have come this far.
We have come this far by faith.
There is an answer. A new day's coming soon. You got to find the source, my friend. Get your hearts and minds in tune.
Don't be patronizing to me, my friend, and I'll try not to be suspicious of you. If you show me your genuine friendship, I will try to warmly respond to you.
We have come this far by faith.
Tumefika mpaka hapa kwa imani. We have come this far by faith.
Hemos llegado tan lejos por fe.
Nous sommes arrivés aussi loin par la foi.
There is an answer. A new day's coming soon. You got to find the source, my friend.
Oh, thank you. We have come to the end of our program. Dear Gilmer family, any other words before we do our closing bits?
I was just texting Sean and Dad, and I was just getting ready to say, I don't know why it makes me cry to see them. I miss my family. That's all I want to say.
And look we have a new family.
Yes, yes.
I hope we have.
And we're happy to be with all of you, all of you. I see people I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, how wonderful. What a gift to each and every one of us. I would like to just put up.
We love you, Sean. We love you, Kim. We miss your mom, Cookie. We love you, Dad, man.
And in closing, just so you have it, here is contact information for our guests today. Come on, let's get this up. There we go, nice and big. They're either email or their websites, and you can get to them. Or Red's connected. He's got a manager and an Instagram following. And Yossi, thank you so much. Thank you one and all for attending. And if you would know of someone who might like to participate, please send that information to peter.gossemy@gmail. I think I'll go back and give you the contact information for a little longer.
Is it possible that we could have everybody with Jack and Red, one more spotting everybody just in case people didn't see at the beginning? Is that possible? Where is Red? There is Jack.
They may have had to go. Oh, there they are. If you have questions for any, besides the contact information, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat box and we'll answer a few before we go.
I also wanted to say, Jean, thank you so much for hosting this. Thank you to Parviz for helping us organize it. Thank you to Yossi for beautiful songs, very, very beautiful songs, very expressive and so touchy. Anyway, and to say thanks to our good friends, Red and Van and his family. Just extraordinary to hear you. And really, we're so lucky, you see, to be able to do this. And I was thinking, what Van was saying, that we really need to be able to reach people with this wonderful message through this medium. And I know that many of the artists, the Baha'i artists, especially in this time, really are struggling because they can't get out and perform, and they don't have a means of support. And so I know that Red, I've learned a little bit about Patreon. It's called Patreon or Patron? I think it's a very good program. Yossi and Red and Van. I would like us, certainly as a Baha'i community, to support our artists through these programs and give them a hand. And we so appreciate a chance to come and see all of you today, and hope that you've enjoyed this opportunity to hear these wonderful artists.
I also wanted to mention that some of our students and instructors from the music and arts program in BIHE are on here. Kamidar is from Iran online. They are watching, they are learning, they are interested to perform next time around, and they are very happy to be in this program, to see the 3-4 of you. I mean, it's mind-boggling having all of you on one page. It's my dream come true.
We have a couple of questions that have come to me. The first one is to say that Yossi Mesbah's website, either yossisings.com or Yossi Mesbah. Wait, Yossi Mesbah music.com. It's the same. And we have a question that may require another program, but it came from how did I already lose it? Shame on me. From Cora. And she says, as an artist, I'm often asked to share my creations for free. How can I gently remind the friends that this is not necessarily reasonable, nor is it valuing the worth of artisans? I think we may have, if you have something short to say, otherwise we will be, of course, talking about aspects like this.
Yeah, I think that we need to start paying our artists and just inviting them to our programs, inviting them to our feast, or I'm blessed to be close to Jean. When we have our neighborhood international potluck dinner, I call her. She takes her guitar and runs over. It's a blessing to have that, and nobody really has this kind of luxuries. But we need to have maybe a database where we can call and say, Jean is not available, Brett Shaw is not available. Somebody in Africa could come in, join, and I'll be glad to pay.
Well, thank you. That's a wonderful thing to think about. I see a hand up, Husheng. I don't know if you can unmute. We're trying to control the hordes,
Yeah, I can unmute him.
He has his hand up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to offer. Well, I am a bit of a hard nose about about asking for funds, and then it's my choice whether to donate it back or not. But we have to get in the habit of at least offering, especially when it's an outward reaching, an outward focused activity. But Husheng, now you can speak.
Hello, it was a wonderful. I enjoyed it a lot. The last song about Van Gilmer, is there any chance you can put it in the chat? I love to have that YouTube Van Gilmer's, the last one.
I will find it and get it to you as fast as my little chubby fingers. Yes, as fast as my little chubby fingers will allow me.
Thank you. Allah.
And the YouTube for Jack's video is already in there. You can probably scroll back and find it.
Dean, I was just going to say that I don't think most artists will ask when a community says to them, would you come and perform? Most of them just want to serve, but I think it's a polite aspect that we need to develop that says, can we help you? Because we're asking you to do this for our community. I think it needs to come from the communities and not from the artists. It's tough for artists to ask that.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that's just my thought about that.
Yeah.
Can I share something too? Sorry, Parviz, before you move on.
Sure, go ahead.
Just to answer that question, I've been playing in community since I was 12 years old. Most of that time has been unpaid, but there are occasions when people remember to offer, like this occasion and others. And so I just want to bring to that another dimension to that conversation to think about, is that especially when speaking with women and with people of from minority backgrounds, like what Jack was expressing too. Like it's a very masculine cultural trait to be like always, like asking for, the compensation. And many times when I have asked or others have asked, we've been shamed. And so there's a tendency to not want to bring that up. But to the person who asked that question, as a young woman in this community, doing this for a long time, I've developed some strategies and would be happy to talk with you about that in another space. So just go to my website and reach out to me and ask that question again, and we can chat. I'd be happy to go into that further with you. So thank you. Sorry, Parviz.
Yes, and my comment was an abbreviation of it. It's a lot less forward, and it has everything to do with those kinds of issues.
Yosi, could you add your link on the chat for everyone?
Absolutely.
And also wanted to mention that our next program will be in 2 weeks, February 22nd. Ayam Ha, yes, we'll have a celebration for that. I'm sure we'll have celebrations in March for Nowruz also, and so we are really blessed to have this group and hopefully more people that can perform and be introduced by these great legendary people on this page. Wow.
Well, we'll have a variety of people.
Yes, yes. I need to also say a few words in Farsi to the ones that are the students that are from Iran that are joining, that are here, and so that the translation will be done quickly before everybody leaves. دوستان عزیز که از ایران به این جمع اومدن خیلی ممنون، خیلی متشکر. راجع به این برنامه صحبت کردیم با خیلی از هنرمندان ایران و دانشجویان و استادان عزیز و در حقیقت در هفته‌های بعد که این برنامه ادامه خواهد داشت حتما یک قسمت از 3/4 این قسمت برای برنامه ایرانی خواهد بود و دوستان و هنرمندان ایرانی که تشویق بشن، معرفی بشن و حتی کشورهای دیگه آفریقا. ما با فرح خانم در تماس هستیم که از آفریقا هم برنامه داشته باشیم. خیلی ممنون که اومدین، خیلی متشکر و باهاتون در تماس خواهیم بود. And that's all I have to say, that we are really planning to not only have performers from Iran, the students, that they will be just enlightened, just to see you or just to hear from you, that they will be noticed, that will be here. It's a great empowerment tool for them to feel good and be able to continue and look up to you all. And so we are also talking to some friends that have schools in Africa and other locations to have our diversity and show the faiths, beautiful faces from all around the world. So Van or Red, you guys have any closing comments before we say goodbye?
No, just, you know what? And it's not just for artists. We're all creative beings. Just remember, whatever that thing is in your heart that wants to be expressive, give yourself the benefit of doing that, whatever it is. You know, just because it's part of being a creation of God.
We truly are blessed to have you, Red and Van and Jack, to have you all help us with this program to get started. I think there's a couple of people that have questions. Maybe I can unmute them quickly before we leave. Is that okay, Van? And
it reminds me of that song I remember as a brand new Baha'i hearing. I am a creative being in the garden of humanity. And it just was repetitive and we had everybody moving to it.
Yes. Zinus in Canada, go ahead.
Yes, hi there. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Great. Okay, it was a pleasure to be here, to be able to see Van and Red and Jack Lenz and Yossi and all of you guys. It's been a bit, of course. I have for the past, 20 years been having these musical nights here at what we call them coffee houses. So I've gotten to know a lot of the musicians and I'm just so delighted to see this space here that I can somehow very gradually and beautifully invite them to this space. I'm so grateful to you guys and that you have started this, Jean and Parviz. And I wanted to say tonight, after 1 year of us not being able to have in face-to-face music nights, tonight we're going to have one over Zoom. So I'm very excited and I'm going to choose some of the words that Jean used and some of the musicians used tonight to inspire the rest of the people. So thank you for that. Also, I was going to say to what Jack Lenz was saying about another musicians who were saying that